Are you ever reading a good book and you come across a subplot that adds nothing to the story? You're not alone. Hello everyone, my name is Casey Long, and today's video is focusing on subplots. Should we include subplots in our stories? If you want my honest opinion, no. I don't write subplots in my stories, and here's why. I feel like a subplot takes away from the main action of the story. What's really going on? We could have this amazing story with so much action and drama and intrigue, but then you throw in these characters who don't really add much to the plot, and then that takes away from what's really going on. So here's why I don't want subplots. I want a more tightly focused plot, a more fast-paced story. I want a clear narrative that doesn't take you away from what's going on. A subplot can pull you out of the story pretty quickly and add these characters that you don't really care about. And it takes you away from what's really going on in the story. It distracts readers from what's going on. The main plot is so intense and in the moment. Why would you want to take your readers out of that? For example, in my book, Our Mother, Your Friend, my characters are on an exciting road trip to meet people who knew their mom. Their mom died when they were babies, so they have so many questions about their mom. It's an exciting road trip, and a lot happens on that trip. What if I interrupted the road trip by bringing the readers back to their hometown with what their dad was doing while they were away, or their best friends? So a subplot involving their friends back home, wondering about them, or the dad, what he was doing, going to work. That would not be necessary. It wouldn't add anything to the main action. It would interrupt the pacing of the story. Readers want to know what's going on with the road trip, the main point of the story. They would get distracted, they would lose interest, and probably they would stop reading. And that's the last thing you want to have happen. You don't want to lose your readers' interest. You don't want to distract your readers from what's going on. The main plot is intense and in the moment. This is especially true for shorter stories or shorter books. You don't want to interrupt that action and that pacing with a subplot that doesn't add anything to the story. Avoid the fillers. Avoid the stuff that doesn't relate to the characters, relate to the story. This is like a TV show, and especially true for TV shows from like the 90s or early 2000s, or even before then, when you would have 22 episodes in a season. There would sometimes be an episode that is a filler episode that doesn't really add anything to what's really going on that season, but the writers, they just wrote a filler episode. That is what a subplot is. It's filler stuff that readers don't care about. And while we're on this topic, let's be real. Today's readers don't have the same attention span as books that were written in 1832, for example. Or let's say I have here Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, Agnes Grey, the Bronte sisters. There's a lot of subplots and filler stuff in these books. That's why they are so long. And today's readers, they don't really have the attention span. They don't want to read long descriptive subplots. They just don't. Get to the main point of the story. Tell me what's going on with Heathcliff. Tell me what's going on with Jane Eyre. Just get to the main point. That's what they want. So what does this mean from you as the writer? This might mean less characters in your story, which is also fine. I personally like books with fewer characters. I like a smaller cast of characters. If there are too many characters in a book, I get distracted. I lose focus. I kind of forget which character relates to each other, and all these characters with these subplots. I just lose focus in what I'm really supposed to be paying attention to. And I'm sure you've seen this in other books as well. Give me exactly what's going on in the story with the primary characters involved, and you have a good book there. You have a well-paced, strong narrative, a really good story. And that's all you need. Now, you might be wondering, Casey, sometimes you need to have a subplot. It's necessary in my story. Yes, sometimes a subplot is necessary. I'm not saying that this is a hard rule that you always have to follow. A subplot might be necessary, but again, only if it really adds to the main plot, the main story that's going on, and the primary characters, the main focus, what's going on with the characters and the action. And if your subplot relates to that, then go with it. Stick to what's going on with the story, the plot, the main theme, main characters, and you've got yourself a good book. All right, that's my main focus for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what's your opinion on subplots. Do you like them in a story, or do you also avoid them like me? Are there any examples of a good subplot that you can send to me? I'd be happy to read that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. Good luck with whatever you are writing or working on, and take care, and see you next time.